This is the Historic Preservation Commission agenda of 10/9/2025. Do I do the?
Call to order.
Okay, call the order.
Okay. All right. Barbara.
Here.
Michael.
Here.
Kim.
Here.
Chico.
Here.
Rich.
Not
And,
here.
okay. And also our oversight organization, Deborah. I see you. And we are ready to roll.
Oh, no, I was reading this. I was actually reading and I thought, oh, I didn't read that earlier. Update about HPC
Well, you need
presentation.
to call for the consent first.
Excuse me, yes. Has everyone reviewed the agenda and is it approved?
We adopt the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Here we go.
All right. First, we're going to go to old business. We're going to update, with everyone's help, our Historic Preservation Commission presented some information about our organization to the City Council. I don't have a date, like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
What
So
was-
would you like to,
I do need the date on that.
I will.
I'll get the date here in a second.
Thank you.
I think I've got it with me here. It was in,
Well, Deborah, would you like to go first, or do you want to, you got the biggest part, I suppose, don't you? Yeah, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
This is Barbara Stein. I help present to the city council about our projects and about what we aim to do and what our job is. And I think they were very receptive, they were very nice, they were asked some good questions, and I heard, the only comment I heard was, it was later, it wasn't at the meeting, it was, well, what are you guys asking for?
No.
And I said, we're not asking for anything, I said, at this time. But but it doesn't mean it won't happen in the future. We just wanted to tell you how our progress goes and what we're doing for the city and the community.
so that was Barbara's kind of opening presentation, which incidentally, the date on that was September 8th, Monday, September 8th, at 6:00 PM. After Barbara gave the initial kind of overview, then I talked somewhat about procedure, our process. And 2 elements to that really. One was the designation process, and the second one would be the approval process for any alterations or whatever. So that was basically the second part of the presentation, and that was probably 5 minutes or a little more. And then we really turned over to the key part of the presentation.
Yes.
Was by Deb for Indiana Landmarks. So Deb?
Was trying desperately to remember what I said. I've slept a couple times since then, talked a lot about us, who we are, what we do, and about the process. Well, you're building on your process.
And you talked also about, you had the slideshow.
Right, yeah. So trying to explain to them that, we're good for the economic development of the town, and it's not an egregious process to go through to designate things, that it helps maintain the character of the buildings, and, just trying to make it seem like a friendly thing, and that we do good.
I think you added, part of your whole process was that we're not scary.
Right,
I know you didn't use that word.
right, but
we're not
that's the
scary.
general idea, because,
'Cause
preservation commissions get a bad rap, so.
I think a key point that I made generally initially, and you gave some precise statistics, would be in the percentage of
Yes.
approvals of requests,
Right.
which is like over 90%.
Right.
And so I think that kind of illustrates the point that it's not a scary process.
Or restrictive? Were there concerns about it being restrictive or cumbersome? Nothing? Good.
I don't know.
No concerns were expressed.
Okay.
They just listened, some heads were nodding, so I think it was received well, it seemed like.
Did you get the impression that most of the council members did not understand what we were?
I would say to some extent, yes,
Yeah,
I would say
I hate
that's
to
fairly
admit that,
true,
but-
yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
So,
They've got a lot on their plate, and it's kind of one small portion of it, and they probably don't know a lot about HPC.
Was the mission statement read to them? Because that's a good mission statement.
Yeah, I think Barbara read that at the beginning.
I believe she did when she
So,
started.
Pretty sure I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, tried to talk a little bit too about the difference between National Register and local designation.
Oh, good.
So that they understood that while most of the town is National Register, precious little is locally designated, and being locally designated is the only thing that protects the building. So I think that helped hopefully give some understanding.
I think that part is confusing.
It is,
I'm
it
sorry.
really is.
I know it's confusing for me.
Well, it is, and in a town where you have such, the Riverview District, my soul, that's huge. It's one of the biggest ones in the state. So you have a lot of National Register properties. And I mean, I thought that before I had this job. I was like, I want to get my house on the National Register because we live on a US highway, and what if they widen it? You know, this will protect my house. Well, yeah, a little bit, but not really. Nothing like local. And if you live in the country, there, you know, like we live in farm country, there's nothing that would protect our house, so, yeah.
Okay, that's helpful to know. So did you, my question, having not been there, but my hope was that once we established a presence there and answered questions and provided information, that when we do have something that needs to go to them, they will have a better understanding of the impact. The reason I ask that is very specifically because my house is going up for sale. And I can't tell you how many people have asked when they've been in the house, because we had an in-home sale a while ago, and they were wondering, do grants pay for all of what you need done? No. Can you do anything to the interior, you know, or are you restricted? No. So there was a lot of confusion. There is a lot of confusion about what designation means and what the National Register encompasses. So that has come up, and I know you'll encounter that because Kim's doing the listing on it.
I found a really good article from the National Registry that kind of explains our district, you know, that I can include in those documents on the listing when we get to that point. So that
Okay.
will hopefully help explain some things.
Here's the key point, I think, is that we need to have repetitive information. I think, you know, they can take a little bit in from our presentation. I think we need to keep this information in front of them so that eventually it sinks in. And of course, the other thing we have to be concerned about is turnover on council, because even if the people that were sitting up here listening to us kind of took it all in, maybe in 2 years, they're not around anymore.
That's what I wondered, if we don't
Maybe just get on their
maybe
agenda annually or something.
get
just
on
to-
there, you know, a couple times a year.
At least once a year,
Okay.
minimum of.
Well, and if we have a great, something that's wonderful, we created or helped create, we can certainly bring that to them and announce it to them.
So what are some of the instances where we may need council's help or approval?
Anytime we designate, we have a COA that we want to designate something, for example, the memorial home, that will have to be approved by council, city council.
So it's just an approval is what you might need, not funds?
Yeah, I think. I don't know, Deb, anything else?
It would be
that-
pretty rare that we'd be asking them for money, but
Okay.
if we're,
Just
it's
approval?
mostly for those local designations because those are created through a city ordinance. So we have to put it in front of them, they'll have to have X number of readings, and then they would have to create an ordinance for that to take effect.
And What
So,
was the last time we required that?
Pardon?
your house probably, was that the last local designation?
It was designated in 2009, and it's local, and it's in, oh, you mean my Broadway house or the Bankers
Whichever
Row?
street we're talking
Okay,
about,
sorry.
yes, that one.
Yeah, Bankers, or Broadway House, I think, was the last house we actually,
It was, so that was
Was.
20,
2430, so that's been would have to have been like 2018, 2019-ish.
So that's the last time we required any
Yeah, we
approvals?
really need to,
Okay,
yeah.
so it is rare, somewhat rare.
But we need to kick it up. Just out of curiosity, does anybody know? I know 2009 was a year in which a lot of stuff got designated. People that were on the commission at the time were very busy. That's when Bankers Row, most of the houses there became designated, and it was a big sweeping thing. And we all came in here, and Mike Fincher awarded the plaques to everybody whose home went on designation. I don't know how something of that magnitude happened, because there were probably close to double figures of people in here
Yeah.
with their properties being designated. So that was, I don't know that the strategy was completely successful, because a lot of people have de-designated, but it would be interesting to maybe be able to hit in the middle there someplace. There's got to be that middle ground that we can get more people on board, but I think what you're saying is that it's education.
I agree. What did we have to, I'm sorry, are you finished?
Go ahead, I'm done.
What did we have to do with the council relative to our decisions on St. Vincent and St. Vincent's windows and All Saints getting the windows and restoring them? Did we have to do anything through the city council
I
for
don't
that?
think
No.
so.
I don't
No.
remember that.
I
No,
think that was
that's
just
what you
us.
guys do,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, all they do is just create an ordinance to make that a local designation, and that's it. Everything else is you guys. So,
That would have been a perfect thing to show off in every place, yeah. We'll get something that beautiful again, I'm sure.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, let me make a note.
You
of
go right
here for
ahead.
minutes. Okay, okay, I'm good. Thank you for answering those questions. I had those. Okay.
All right, the HPC logo design attachment has been sent, and the hard copy is available, and here it is, ta-da! I love that.
I do too.
Great.
Fantastic.
And it was exactly what you had mentioned. I didn't mean to point, sorry, pointing at you. The last, when we met the last time, I made notes that you brought up, and we all concurred, a little more regarding railroad, make the rivers a little clearer. And the church building is based on Calvary Presbyterian, because it's designated.
Nice.
So,
I love it.
I
It speaks
thought-
of Logansport.
I think they did a really good
I thought it
job.
covered everything. Michelle has offered to do it in a monochrome for us, so it can be shrinky-dinked and we
Michelle
can blow it
Dials.
up and put it wherever we need it. So we'll have a couple different variations of it, but this is the color version. So I think maybe do we need to vote
I
on
think we
that?
probably do.
I move we accept the logo design as presented.
And I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any disagreement? No, thank you very much.
Michelle will be thrilled. She was very worried. Okay.
I think didn't some of this come from that big thing we did for like a year and a half, the study of the community and the. With
Logansport
all-
Reimagined, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why we're doing this, to fit
That's
in
what I
on their
love.
website.
Yeah.
So we can have a piece of their website and it will dovetail in. So these
all
are their
comes
colors.
together.
Yep.
Yes. All right, so that's finished, thank you very much. Now, Indiana Landmarks, Deborah, would you like to talk about commissioner training first?
Well,
November 13th?
we're not going to do that today, because it will take
Right.
too long. So
Okay.
that will be
Is that the
November,
correct
yes.
date then, Deborah? Do you want to do it next time?
I think we should,
Okay.
yes.
The training in November at the meeting, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, she would open the meeting with some training. And because of the time constraints today, because city council has 2 committee meetings in here this afternoon.
Shortly.
One in 40 minutes.
Huh?
Next one is 40 minutes.
Yes, yeah, so we need to be done by about 4:45. So we are pushing.
So in the November meeting, will that be a longer meeting then?
Depends on what else they have on the agenda, but I will try not to make it terribly long.
Just so I know the plan.
20 minutes, maybe.
That's about what you usually run, about
So-
20 to 25 minutes-ish. I will plug that in here.
So are we then going to speak to plaster workshops, or we're skipping all of these? Can we skip all of these until the next meeting?
I thought
No.
we had a new date for the plaster workshop. We
I
just
have
need-
it on Eventbrite for November 15th. I don't know if that suits. I just moved it so that
That's
we
okay.
had some buy-in. I also sent a message directly from Eventbrite to the 2 people that have registered so far that their registration automatically would transfer to the new one, but if that doesn't work, to let me know, and we'll refund their money. I haven't heard anything yet.
I talked to Malcolm Gerald that we were going to change the date.
Right, I
And
did see that.
he said, you
email.
just tell me, we'll make it work.
So I think that's kind of where we are at the moment. So
I plan on registering as well.
good. So hopefully we get a few, we had to cancel one this coming Saturday in Michigan City because we didn't get enough people, but we'd hope to get enough to pay his gas. Plus, you guys have a budget, right? You have a little, he only asked for his
We haven't
mileage.
gotten
so-
into it at all, really.
So Michigan City doesn't have any money at all, so they're relying strictly on their sign-up to pay the mileage, and it's a lot farther. He's from Wabash. So Wabash to Michigan City, a lot worse than Wabash
So
here,
what's the minimum number you need?
Well, they like to
Five for
have,
$50 at
yeah,
least?
yeah. So I think that would be good.
It's an easier
Hopefully
learning
more.
experience, especially something physical like plastering.
Yeah, so it's,
So we've already agreed to do this or to participate, so we don't need anything voting-wise other than just confirmation of the date, and that can be done in email. And then when you're ready and you need something plastered out, anything AI'd or whatever that you need publicity-wise, just let me know.
We're going to do, we're
Where's
going
the
to do the
location?
Memorial Home. We're going to work in there.
That's what I understood.
Right, it'll be at
Is that the
great-
Memorial Home?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So that's.
That's exciting.
the plan.
Which is, honestly, if we get a designation written up and ready for the next meeting, it will be even more exciting if we have that pending or even approved.
That would be really good. So I think that's a great time to reach out for
So
some news
wouldn't that be-
coverage,
yeah,
maybe,
wouldn't
for
be
all
nice
that
to put
stuff
those two
happening.
events together, get it designated, get it plastered.
Is there any way to get?
We could take that a lot away.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
Yeah.
Is there any way to get an article in the paper about this?
Yeah, the paper and social media, I just need the date confirmed. Because I already did a shareable flyer, an e-flyer that can go pretty much anywhere, that the date has changed. So we just need to get that done. Once we get that done, we can get it wherever we need to. So, and.
Who would do that?
Pardon?
Who would do that? You would?
Yeah, I do, I work a lot with AI, so I just plug stuff in and it spits
Well, I
stuff.
meant Ferris Tribune.
Pardon?
Ferris Tribune?
Yeah, Ferris, it gets
Okay.
everything. They're on our mailing list. So once the flyer gets put together, it just gets emailed to everybody, then they do with it as they see fit. So the radio station would have it, the Ferris Tribune would have it, all of the social media shares would have it. Logosport Reimagined will take it, they'll put it on their site, and then they also have X and Instagram. So they would put it out there, so we'll have it on several platforms. And then, of course, Indiana Landmarks will have it set, so people can go through them and just sign up through Eventbrite. But,
Hopefully get some people not from Logansport.
Right, yeah,
Other
that would be
areas.
the hope. I mean, you guys aren't that far from Indianapolis, and they don't do a lot of this type of workshop, so I'm hoping on a Saturday, people might travel a ways, because they do go up to South Bend for all kinds of things, so I'm hoping this is closer.
I would think that would be easy. Well, when we did the Windows workshop, we had people driving for up to 3 hours. Or
We had
more
people
to get
from
here,
Columbus
one way.
that were here, so, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll take care of that as soon as we are locked in.
Okay, I will continue to work on that. So one thing that's coming that is very different, and you're the first people that have heard this information, Indiana Landmarks is doing a lot of changes, a lot of changes. We have a new CEO, and he's kind of looking at everything we do and looking at our mission, and are we doing things that feed into our mission? And how do we divide ourselves across the state so it's broke up a little bit better? So boundaries are going to be changing for our different regions. And I hate to say, but you will not be in my region anymore. So this transition's going to start in November, and it's going to be over a period of months. So for a while, it'll just be me, and then it'll be probably me and Blake Swihart from our Northwest region, and then it will be Blake. So I'm very sorry, because I've enjoyed my time here. But they didn't ask me. So they have asked me a couple times before, and I wouldn't.
Can we petition for you?
That would be nice, but they're sending us more east. So our northeast office, which served like Fort Wayne and Wabash and Huntington and all those people, that's not functional right now. It did operate out of Wabash, and so the guy that was in charge, well, the guy that's going to come to our plaster workshop, he has retired, and they're just going to close that office in Wabash. He's still finishing a construction project, so he's kind of still with us, but not quite. But as far as office, nothing more from there. The eventual hope is to open an office in Fort Wayne. So then lines will shift again, but that's several years down the road. In the meantime, we're covering Fort Wayne too. So our region right now is 24 counties, which is a little much to do it well.
Don't you live near South Bend?
Sort of, kind of. I live about halfway between Fort Wayne and South Bend, about an hour each way. So,
Our brains are going, what can we do?
Well, I'm wondering how much pull 5 or 6 signatures on a petition will have, but, you know.
I don't know. I don't know.
If there's a bidding war for you,
There
I
you
think
go.
we'll get involved in
That's
that.
flattering, I'll say that. But Blake's a good guy, but he's
We don't know that.
different. No, you've not met him, but he's very nice. He has very few. He's got 2 commissions, and they basically don't do anything. So he's not real busy, so they want to expand his area and make sure that we can do a decent job where we are. So I'm like,
Well, it wouldn't be anything personal.
I say, there's a noise back there.
exactly.
And a bit.
I hear
That's
it.
true.
I don't know what it is. That ticking.
Okay, where are we?
Okay.
Let's go to, are we going to have the time to do the mission statement?
If you want to take a look at the mission statement, it's very quick, but it does need a vote.
A quorum? Oh, I've already read it several times.
I think this is something, I had already sent this out informally, and it got kind of an okey-dokey, but I know we needed to vote on it. So,
What, for the record, you want me to read it into the record so we can?
yes, go ahead.
The Logansport Historic Preservation Commission is dedicated to safeguarding the architectural integrity and historic character of our community. Through thoughtful review and approval of development, redevelopment, rehabilitation, and preservation projects, we ensure that designated local landmarks and historic districts maintain their visual quality and cultural significance. Our mission is to balance progress with preservation, honoring Logansport's rich heritage while fostering responsible stewardship of the historic structures and districts that define our city's unique identity for current and future generations. I say yes.
Nice.
Do we like that? Okay. Just to let you know, I took into consideration some of the things that have been approved in the past few years that generated a little bit of pushback. And I kind of wanted to make sure that what I put in here wasn't in opposition to something that we'd already done. I wanted to make sure it was consistent. So if you think that's a nice overview, then that's what I came up with.
So, all in favor of adopting this mission statement?
I make a motion to accept this mission statement as presented.
And I second it.
And now you.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None, thank you.
Yay, thank you.
Nice job.
Job.
Thank you. Okay, Kim, you moved, Chico, you seconded, right?
That's a lot of ideas you have here. Excuse me. Let's see.
Before we drop down, I have one more question on the logo. Who moved for approval and who seconded?
On the logo.
Chico moved for approval.
I thought one of you guys moved
Oh,
for
that's right.
approval and the other one seconded.
I move for approval.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to get that in the minutes and I forgot to type it in. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I'm ready to move on.
Next is designate memorial home.
I have a question
Yes,
on
okay.
that. That's pretty quick. We already decided last meeting that we went in to do that. I pulled the application and started to do a little bit, but I just need to know the best single resource for the information to complete that. Because I found myself jumping around into 5 or 6 different places, and it seems like there should be one really good source. Is that something that I can ask you offline?
Well, probably, I'd look at the National Register nomination.
Okay,
Or-
so I could just email you and ask you to help me fill that in? Thank you, that's all I needed.
You don't need, like, where all the documentation, if there is any, is it the city or the county or?
Well, currently it's the city, I believe.
City
Yeah.
owns it exclusively.
Yeah, the county
We sold, we bailed out of that,
yeah.
so to speak.
I know.
The county said, here you go. So the city has it, and which means that we can write the nomination, for designation, but obviously it goes through the city for that, but I didn't, there's a lot of detail in there about architecture and year and things like that, and I did find the National Register stuff, I just don't know what to picky choose out of it.
And then recently, it's been nominated as a single site. So initially, it was part of the entire district,
Okay.
but they did that part to help get some of the grants that they're applying for. And so we went back and talked with the DHPA, State Historic Preservation Group, and talked to them about the significance of the building. And in fact, the guy who makes those decisions sought me out at Preservation Conference last week to talk about that building, and said he doesn't understand why it wasn't single-site designated to begin with, because it's so unusual to have a building that's a memorial. It's happened other times in Indiana, but very rare. So that alone elevates its significance.
Okay.
And so there's some new paperwork that's out there that I might be able to get for you that's
I will
very
email you
specific to
pretty
the building.
quickly then, and I can make the words all look nice and everything, but I just don't have the right information.
Yeah.
Thank you. I got it.
The next item on this agenda is hometown history, holiday stroll.
All right, that's me again. Judy has another one for you. Huh?
Approved minutes of last meeting.
We didn't approve, I distributed it, but we didn't approve anything
okay.
yet. We did agree that we were gonna do this, but we did not agree what we were gonna do. So what I have, as you see underneath the mission statement, are possibilities for holiday stroll things. There are a few, since we're already into October, and we finalize it in November, that'll be fine. We can do something early in December, so that's not a problem. But there are some things on here that will be easier to do than others, so I would ask you if you could take a look at some of these, and then maybe mark like 5 of your favorites, or 5. Some of them are a little duplicated, but come back for the next meeting, giving you homework, basically.
I got you.
And then if we could determine what we want to do. I like scavenger apps myself. I love building riddles and sending people to different places, but that may take a little longer. That would be more like a couple months' worth of work. So, but I still think we could consider doing a scavenger hunt where people do selfies when they get to the location. And then they would have a QR code posted up. We can do, I like the idea of having a scavenger site in social media where we post up a new clue every day. And they go execute, and whoever executes however many clues, and then they submit, and then there's some kind of a grand prize. And I would imagine some of the individuals and/or businesses would be willing to participate in. So those are just thoughts. We don't obviously have time to go through them here today, but if you can help me with that, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
So you want us to suggest 5 out of the 20? Is that what
Pardon?
you're asking us to suggest?
Yeah, if you would,
5
if
out
you
of
would
the-
either, if you see something on here that you like, maybe even 4 or 5 items that you think would be fun or would work, or if you have another idea, add to it. So just have that ready by November meeting, and that will be an agenda item for us, so we can get something locked down, get it advertised before Thanksgiving, so that we can start the stroll in sometime early in December. Because we did get good feedback. We didn't have 1 million participants, but we had actually more than we thought we did. And they all thought it was a really neat idea.
Something to build on.
Yes,
Do it,
yes. it
Multiple
was-
years, will.
Starting point, and I would hate for us to abandon the idea, since it's kind of a brand. Hopetown history can be a brand for us. And for the Historical Society, we can kind of get together with that hometown history thing. And I would hate for the holiday stroll, but it can be something else. I mean, you know, we could do a holiday bowl. I mean, go to a bowling alley and do something like that. Everybody dress up in your best Santa suit or your elf suit, and we'll go make a bowling league. I mean, anything that is interesting and is Logansport and plays into our history, our nostalgia. So, thoughts? Any feedback? Thank you.
All right, shall we go to new business? Let's see, need to know, okay, we're there. Okay, new business. Designated property being listed for sale, 80 Eel River Avenue.
Yep. Kim Reed is listing my house at 80 Eel River Avenue. It was designated in 2009. It was built in 1880 and completed in 1882. It is a Queen Anne, formerly built as a single family dwelling, and it was actually apartments, and I use that term loosely, during World War II.
A lot of sharing.
It still has the brass numbers on the
It does.
doors. And I needed to know, is there anything I am supposed to be doing as the owner of a designated property before I put it up for sale? Nothing?
Necessarily before, just be honest and tell people it is.
So that's what I wondered, there's a form, isn't there now, of something?
It's a new part of the disclosure form where you have to mark that it is locally, either National Register or local or both.
Yeah, it's both, it's on the National District.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's a
just a
single site.
new, it's something that was passed in the state legislature earlier
Okay.
this year, so that people know that. And I guess, you know, if you get the opportunity to talk to anyone who's interested that has questions, make sure you waylay their fears that there's nothing terrible that's going to be required of them unless they.
No. Well, they're
blue
gonna get a
vinyl
house
siding
that's
on
got
it,
a brand-new roof on it.
So-
It was an emergency roof that was put on to keep it from caving in, basically, but it's a brand spanky new roof.
Should be happy.
And it has a lot and a half for off-street parking. So it comes with some good perks, but it's also, you know, a really, really, really old house. So that's all I wanted to know, is if there was something I needed to be doing.
Really not. And if somebody comes back and tries to tell you they've had an inspection and you've got to bring it up to current code, that is not true, okay? So don't listen to that and don't freak out. But if they have
So as
questions
is.
beyond what you're comfortable asking, always send them our way. I am more than happy to talk them off the ledge.
Yay,
Good to know.
thank you.
I've done that before, and it's like, it's really not a bad thing, so.
Thank you. That's really all I had.
Okay, the next meeting is November 13th, 2025. Does that work for everyone? Do we do anything with that, or just announce that it's the 13th?
Yep.
Okay.
We've agreed to the 13th.
Yes. So we'll have a call for adjournment, and we are 4 minutes early.
To adjourn, a second.
You got a motion and second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. No opposed. Thank you very much.
Just one quick thing before
Oh,
we
sorry.
leave. Our contract for next year, as we're going through all these changes, think about, do you want Indiana Landmarks contract going forward into next year, and at what level? Maybe take a little time and look at that. I could send a copy out to everybody and look at what we've promised to do, because we want to be as intentional as we can with every community that we're in. So like, are we actually doing things that help you achieve your mission? Where can we help you that we're not helping you now? Or what do we have on that contract that are like, yeah, really, that's not for Logansport, you know? So if you take a little time and look at that, because we're going to be reviewing all those before the end of the year. So I'll send it to you and we can talk about it.
We're already closed, right? We're already finished?
Yeah, we're already close.
Okay,